cat on lap in a bikini, you feel that's asking for trouble. Well, listen, it depends what kind of cat, you know? It's a chill cat. It's a chill cat. It's not a cat that is gonna fuck shit up. It's a chill, peaceful cat that knows how to behave. When you left earlier, there was a lot of talk of reality shows, not a topic you thought would be popular on this channel. Did you come to a conclusion on them? Well, I don't think the prime reason of discussing them was to come to a conclusion. It was just, you know, we shared the shows that we remembered, and that was that, you know. There wasn't really a conclusion that could be made. Well, I mean, I feel like that was not the point, you know, discussing how shit they are. Because, like, they are terrible. But some of them are also great because they're terrible. They're terribly great and greatly terrible. I think the only conclusion that we made was that farmer looking for wife, or whatever the name of the show is, that's a very popular one that has been recreated in many countries. So there is that. Farmers are looking for wives everywhere, you know. It's a big market. Something invading my camera space, top right. That? That's my other camera. That's my art camera invading. the Space Invader. You can't stop looking at it. I mean, now it's blocking my face, but like, does this make you feel better? we can cover him up with a good mustache. With a hibiscus. Well, I don't have hibiscus. We can cover it up with that's good. That's good enough, you know. Good enough is not good enough for us. Let's see, what greatness do we have? There we go. Nice and nice. Covered. Thank you. I tried. I tried my very best. Steve is always proud. He's in a constant state of being proud. Proud of himself. Proud of his own doings in life. I do have to say, based on how fucking cold it is in this apartment, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's like getting close to the end of June. I'm like having constant goosebumps. What a time. What a time. This is just... what an apartment. My first appearance here on Twitch. Oof, many moons ago. I mean, as far as first stream goes, I think it was whether the 2nd or the 4th of April in the merry year of 2016. So a hot minute ago. Before I started streaming, I mean, maybe I had been on Twitch for like half a year, just sort of checking out what's happening and getting accustomed to the website. But as far as streams go, it was like early April 2016. And then I've just been here ever since, you know? I mean, it was partially me just being curious, partially Vito being like, I mean, hey, try it out. What's the worst that can happen? So that was that, you know. And it was interesting, like, it was interesting, it was weird. It was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this, but like, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going, you know, it is what it is. Because basically I started this like a couple of months before we moved to Denmark. And it was partially also something to just kill the time. It was like, I had just quit my work. I had a couple of months before moving to Denmark. And there was a gap of just nothing, you know? And then that nothing got filled with something. And that something was this. Were there moments ever like, oh, fuck this, people are assholes at the beginning? I think there is a much stronger feeling of that now. Because, you know, at the beginning, you're bright-eyed, ready for the world, you're like, everything's great. And then as the years go by, it's just like more and more, why are we still here? Just to suffer? I mean, all of that is obviously offset by the copious amounts of great people. And at the end of the day, you know, assholes are everywhere. No matter what you do. Well, actually, not even a downside, because like here, you can get rid of them pretty quickly. In real life, it's a little difficult, especially if you're working in like customer service, you can't just punch someone in the face, can you? Or I guess technically you can, but the consequences may not be that great. Whereas here, you know, at least you can just send them to the slaughterhouse. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean. The banhammer is available, so it's great. I mean, obviously there is like a learning curve, an acceptance curve, a growing thick skin curve that you have to go through. Because I feel like at the beginning things get to you more. As far as personal attacks go. Or like people being dipshits, you're more likely to take things quite personally. Because it's just, you know, like when you've lived a jolly life without much negativity around, and then all of a sudden there are people just coming into your space and being mean for no reason other than, well, I mean, they need their brains rewired, you know. It's a little shocking. It takes you by surprise, but then the more it happens, the more it just becomes the norm, and the more it just becomes, you know, here comes another day and another dipshit, and it just do be like that. You just accept it and you move on much quicker. The void. The dark void. Oh, the repeating questions don't bother me. I'm fine with that. I feel like it's definitely more annoying to the viewers. To the viewers that have been around for a while. For me, I don't mind. This is my brother. This is my second cousin. Yeah, he got placed there because Obi had an issue with my art camera showing in the corner, so Steve is there to distract from the camera. It took you a very long time to realize the Steve gift was me. But it's not me, it's my cousin. Well, a great disguise, what can I say? A true professional. Is that abstract background? Sure. It's a background, don't worry about it. It's the foreground that we have to pay close attention to. The background is just there for backgrounding purposes. Don't think about it too much. Okay, short little break. I think I need to get a jacket, otherwise it is so cold. I feel like icicles will start growing on my eyeballs. So, little break, be right back. Okay. Couldn't quite find a jacket, but a shirt will do. A shirt will do. I feel like I'm ready to go and chop some wood in the local forest. That's a vibe. I'm ready. I am ready to go and chop some wood in the local forest. That sounds good enough.
I think we're gonna be friends.
Special friends, Darwin. Thank you, Osta, very much for subscribing us, subscriberonis. I am glad to be back, at least for this week. Because chances are next week I might vanish again for a wee while to get back to work in the apartment. But thank you for joining while we are here. Steve and Pickles. Steve, Pickles, and Cool Beans. Thank you very much for the sub. Hope you're having a solid day so far. Hello, Max. I am doing pretty alright. It's very cold, so I had to put a jacket on. But other than that, painting a babe with a cat. What is there not to like? You know, what is there not to like? Hello, Thorin. Greetings and welcome. Doing great, thank you, thank you. Do I get any sun in my windows during the day, or is it only evenings or mornings? Well, there is some morning sun, but like it's a ground floor apartment, so the sun levels are kind of shit already. But the biggest issue, it's not the sun and it's not it's not the weather, it's the fact that underneath there is a cellar, like a cellar floor, and that is so cold, and the cold just is coming from the cellar. So like the floors are constantly freezing and the entire apartment is constantly freezing. And like the house itself is like, I don't think anything has been done to this house, so it hasn't been, you know, like some houses are renovated and they put the, what do you call it, the not the heating pads, but you know, like they plaster the house with a protective layer and with like a insulation. They plaster the house with insulation. We don't have any of that, so it's just like, it is so fucking cold. You know. And I can't keep using the electric heater because that is burning so much electricity. Like, we had to pay such a big electricity bill last month. It's not even funny, so I'm trying to not burn that. But I'm like so tempted to just plug it in because it's terribly cold here. Terrible. I don't think I've ever lived in a place where it's this cold, but either way, it's middle of the summer and it is genuinely a freezer here in the apartment. Oh, you have sun all day in your windows, a bit too much. Oh, see, that is an issue in itself as well. That is an issue as well. Why do you envy me? Because of the cold apartment? Is your apartment too hot? I mean, to be fair, if the apartment was like too hot, then that's obviously terrible as well, but this is just... When it's 30 plus outside, you can feel like a human. Well, it's not 30 plus. It's not. It's... like, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortably cold. But you know, at least you can put something on, so that's a plus. You had a night off work last night, but you forgot and went in. That's quite something. That is quite something. Like when we lived in Denmark, the second apartment there, that was top floor, and that had like the big massive windows, like floor to ceiling ones, and it would heat up quite a bit. But then what we did was we got this reflective foil for windows, and we stuck that on the windows, and that sort of reflected quite a decent amount of the sun, and it really helped with the overall temperature in the apartment. So highly recommend the reflective foil sheet things that you can stick on windows, because that was like heaven sent, a heaven sent thing. It was great. Exchange ice cold floors. I would like to send you my ice cold floors. I really would, because I'm currently in like thick ass socks and it's not doing much. It's like two ends of the spectrum, whether it's extremely hot or you basically have ice forming on the floor. Well, it did make the window like slightly darker, but I think it was a good enough trade-off. Because it wasn't nearly as hot anymore. And the reduced like, you know, window tint level, it was fine. It wasn't that bad. It kind of looked cool. If anything, I think it kind of looked cool. Okay, that's too much detail. Too much detail for this Chanel. You invested like 400 euros in blinds that are outside the window. You put it on 2 windows. God sent one of your best investments, and the temperature is now great. What kinds of blinds are they? The shutter ones? Reflective sheet sounds great. You only saw and used tin foil. So you're just like blocking out everything, blocking out the world. It's like, fuck this shit. Let's put tin foil on the windows. Windows in front of the doors of markets, like the brown ones. They have see-through little holes. Huh. Okay. Alright. I mean, it sounds great. If they work, they work. Looks like that's like the neighbor that we had in Denmark, the one that had newspapers on the windows. And we just made uneducated guesses that he's secretly a serial killer. I mean, maybe he was. To be fair, I don't know. I don't know to this day. And maybe that's for the best.
I think we're gonna be friends.
Special friends. Did I ever finish the seascape painting I was doing? Well, Max, first and foremost, thank you so very much for subscribing or subscriber-onies. If by the seascape painting you mean the one that was from like a top-down view, then no. No, I did not. I will at some point, but for now it's on my to-do list at some point, you know? At some point in the future. It's not a priority of mine, but we will get there. We will get there. We will finish that seascape. It was quite a tedious job, so like it's not one that like I really want to continue working on, because there is very little fun. There's very little fun and a lot of just tedious tiny brushwork. So, you know, it's one of those paintings where I have to force myself to work on. Choose the cool air. 10-story apartment block, top floor, insulated walls, black tar on the roof without insulation. Oof. Great. It sounds great. It sounds like you're being boiled alive. Oof. Temperatures are climbing. Great for making fermented cukes. You know, you have to look at things from the bright side. Fermented cukes, great stuff, great stuff. Well, I don't mind. Enjoy your lurk. Enjoy. Alrighty, Bunker. Enjoy your work, your lunch, and your day. Well, thanks for joining. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. watched Beetlejuice the weekend. No, watched it for years. You might do a painting of Beetlejuice when he turns into the snake thing. Well, I have to say I've never seen it myself, so I don't know of the snake transformation moment, but it sounds great. It sounds great. Currently free to watch if you have Amazon Prime. I don't. I don't have Amazon Prime. Well, I'm not gonna watch it. I actually haven't. I haven't read anything. Because I read all the books that I had available to me. Some of them I've reread a couple of times already. And I just haven't gotten my hands on anything new. So I can't words, okay? I've been in a no reading slump right now, which is not great. I'm not a fan of it, but then again, at the same time, I mean, right now when I'm in the Owl Kingdom, I would like to have something to read. But when I was in the apartment renovation station, like, there is no time for reading. It's like I fall into the bed in the evening and I'm like, I don't even want to open my eyes anymore. I just want to sleep. There is this one book that it's it's not even good. That's the biggest thing about it. It's not even a good book. But I've read it at least 5 times now. It's just, I wouldn't say badly written, but it's like a very just basic it's just a very basic book. I think the English name for it is like the canyon of the Tyrannosaurus or something. It's basically this, like, you know, murder mystery, like hidden treasure kind of vibe, you know. There is a killer and there is like a adventure treasure hunt happening. Like, it's with like a bit of romance sprinkled in there, and like someone gets kidnapped and danger, danger. It's basically like all the other books in that kind of genre. But for whatever reason, it's like a very easy read, you know? Like the book is this thick, but you go through it in like no time. It's a page flipper. It's that kind of book. So I have reread that many a times. I don't know if I would recommend it to anyone, because it's not that good. Arguably, it's pretty shite. Because the story's predictable, the characters are kinda lame, everything's kinda lame there, but I don't know. It's just one of them books. It's just one of them books. Lost World by Conan Doyle. I don't think I've read that one. Or maybe I have. In my youthful years, perhaps. Basically, once I move, I will have to find where there is a local library and get a library card and just go to a fucking library and get all the books. Oh yeah, that's the one. That is the one. Douglas Preston. That's the one. I prefer reading books in English or their original language if I speak it, or translated. Well, truth be told, majority of books that I read are translated, because realistically those are the ones I can get my hands on, because I don't have a Kindle, so I just have to get the books that I can here, and most of them are translated. I don't mind it, you know, like I'm cool with a translation. That's fine by me as long as the book is interesting. It's fine. But if I can get it in English, I'll read it in English. If I can get it in the original language that I may or may not speak, which doesn't really leave a lot of room. So like if there was a German book that I really liked, I could read it and I would read it. You can get the Kindle app on the PC or on my phone. That is not, like, I'm definitely not gonna be reading on my PC, that is not happening. And on my phone, there was one book that I read on my phone and that was a terrible time. Like, it's doable, but it's not a great experience. Because the screen is just so small and it doesn't feel good. So, for now, just regular schmegular books works for me. Sherlock Holmes stories interest me. I mean, I've read a fair few Sherlock Holmes stories. Again, in my youthful days, not in the recent years. And they were fine, you know, I have nothing against them. But I guess the main sort of type of book that I gravitate towards is a murder mystery. Give me a good murder mystery and I'm down. Or like some other suspense-filled book. Or I'm also quite fond of like young adult, I don't know if young adult fantasy? I don't know. But there are a fair few young adult sort of books that I'm quite fond of. Teen fiction. Well, not teen fiction. Well, okay, call it teen fiction. Sure, let's commit. Call it teen fiction if that floats your boat, if that makes you feel better. But there was, like, specifically, there was this one 3-book series that I don't know the English name for. But it was so good. It was so fucking good, I don't know what to say. No, we have we have places where we need to invest money right now, and a Kindle is not one of those. Like, a Kindle is not a necessity right now. As I said, once we move, I'll just get a library card and read all the... Because I quite like the physical book. I quite like it. I don't know, I like flipping the pages. It's just, you know, it's a little thing, but I like the book experience. It's quite nice. Well, not LB, you have very... That is... I mean, that is certainly part of, like, teen fiction genre. But what I'm talking more is... Not that. Not that. Not Stephanie is a vampire and she wants to date the hot guy. Not that. More like adventurous. Maybe sometimes magical. You know. Coming of age type of things. Well, what Obi described is basically Twilight, and quite frankly, there were many, like, that entire thing sparked a whole ass subgenre of young adult fiction. Because there were so... like, the market was saturated with that kind of stuff. What do you mean in Twilight denial? I'm just saying that was not the young adult type of book that I'm talking about. It's not the kind of stuff that I would gravitate towards in the young adult book genre. There's Agatha Christie murder mystery books such as Miss Marple and Hercule Poirot. Well, yes, that's a classic. I mean, I've read many of them. I've read many of them again in my youthful times, not recently. Highly recommend the Hard Magic Trilogy by Larry Correia? Let's ask Mother Google. It's no wonder the G-Man turned to Jake when they need someone to go after a suspected. The G-Man. That is Half-Life. Half-Life vibes. I'm assuming it has nothing to do with Half-Life. Okay. Yeah, I have not read this kind of stuff. Jake Sullivan is a licensed private eye. A private eye? Wow. With a seriously hard-boiled attitude. Well, I did read some of the Witcher books. Or at least some stuff. And they were fine. Like, they were definitely fine. I guess the biggest complaint I had with the Witcher books was the fact that there were so many like weird creature names that were just a bit out there, but you know, nothing against the Witcher books. I wouldn't be surprised if one day I actually, you know, get back to them and like read the whole shebang. Kind of want to find out what was the name of the book series that I was talking about, the young adult. Just a second. Okay, so it's a 3-book series by Patrick Ness. And the first book is called The Knife of Never Letting Go. And then it's the Chaos Game, like, series, I guess. And that was just chef's kiss. The whole 3 books was great. I do have to say though that in that particular book series, as much as I loved it, there was that one thing that I despise. I despise it in books, I despise it in movies, I just despise it. And it's the thing that I call cheap writing. Just this one specific incident, and it was a dog dies. A dog does die in that book series. And that was cheap. It was cheap, but the rest of it was just so nice that, you know, I'm letting it slide. I'm letting the dog death slide, because the rest was great. Well, that's why I call it cheap writing, because it's to evoke an emotion. It's to evoke an emotion that really didn't need to be evoked. Like, if you can't evoke emotions in any other way, then you just kill a dog. And that gets people going, you know? And it's cheap. It's cheap. Why would you do that? Why are you a sick fuck like that? Kill off someone else, come on. Make me care about a character and then kill them off. Don't kill the dog, what did the dog do? Let the dog live, come on. Well, see, Darwin, it applies to, I don't see where killing a dog is gonna work. I loved John Wick. I did. It was great. But the dog killing, I just don't think it's necessary. I feel like things are already going. Things are already going good for everything there. They don't need to kill the dog. It's just adding a layer of sadness that didn't have to be there. It doesn't give anything. It just gives sadness that is not great. A not great sadness. If it's not the dog, it's wife and kids. Well, yeah, kill those off. Like, is that not good enough already? Keep the fucking dog alive. Kill the wife and the kids in the movie or the book, you know? That's good enough reason for John Wick to go haywire and go crazy. Leave the dog alone. Just leave it be. Let the dog be a sidekick. Let them go on adventures together. Come on. You can kidnap the dog, you know, kidnap the dog, but then let the dog go. His wife was already dead. You're making a fair point. Wife's already dead. What's left? A dog. I'm really having a problem with dogs being killed in books. I really don't like that. Everyone becomes friends. I think the only movie where a dog death was like, I mean, it wasn't required, but like maybe it was required. Maybe it worked for the story. Marley and Me, come on. Like that movie just rips you to pieces. It fucking rips you to shreds. It rips you to shreds at the end. What a time. And it's also different because the dog lived a life, you know? The dog lived a life and it was also different. I see a red Cujo. I have no clue what that is, so no. You now have Disney Plus in Latvia. What a time! What a time! What a world we live in, isn't it? You're browsing through and saw Old Yeller. Always wanted to see it just because you've heard so many references, but you don't think that you're ready because you know how it ends. I have no clue what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of that. I can't even pronounce it. Old Yeller. Oh, it's about a dog. American drama produced by Walt Disney. Yeah, that shit's gonna go down. Like someone's gonna die. The dog's probably gonna die. It sounds like a terrible time. Maybe you don't wanna watch that. The dog looks cute though. I don't know if the dog talks. I have no clue. I mean, the plot. At the end, Katie returns with the rifle, but Travis takes it and reluctantly shoots the fucking dog. Well, it doesn't say the fucking dog. And no. Absolutely not. Get out. Get out with this movie. No. 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 Animal Farm? What was it? Orville? No recommendations for movies or games with animals dying. Life is Strange got a bad Chloe review after that scene. Absolutely. Terrible. 0 out of 10. Would not play ever again. I think with Animal Farm I listened to the audiobook, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I read it. I think I listened to it. That sounds about right. Hello, Kay. Greetings and welcome. Watership Dawn. That's about the dying rabbits. Yeah. Na 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 na. I mean, I've never seen it, but I would like to keep it that way. Because I've heard it's been a scarring experience for everyone that has watched it. And like, I don't want a scarring experience. I don't need that. Sounds terrible. Never understood how it was a kid's film. Maybe it wasn't. Or maybe kids were just, you know, it was a different time. When did the movie come out? It was a different time. A good old sticks and stones may break your bones. And here we are giving you a film that will emotionally scar you for the rest of your life. And that's that. Now you have to live with that. Enjoy. Life's tough. Life's tough. Kid, toughen up. I don't know of that one. I don't know. I don't know no Fritz. god, I am so cold. It's just terrible. Why? Why am I in Winter Wonderland? There is no Wonderland. I feel like my hands are turning blue. Blue da ba dee da ba die. Well, I mean, we haven't gotten to the cat, so I can't tell you just yet. Undecided. To be determined at some point. Top secret. I just haven't decided yet. Am I mixing for the skin tone? Well, yeah. I only have a relatively small selection of acrylic colors, so most of the stuff have to mix. Alright, enjoy your lurk. Okay, I'll get another cup of tea to warm myself up. So, see you in a bit. Well, no, the pentagram will come back, but I just cannot be arsed to paint around it, you know? That is too much work. But the pentagram will come back. When it's time. You know? April Raid. Thank you also very much for joining this place. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Hi, hello, greetings and welcome. April is a super talented artist. Well, what kind of stuff is April creating? Well, April, thank you very much for writing. How was your stream? What great things did you do? Let us know. I'm just currently painting a casual babe with her cat. Casual babe casually chilling in her undergarments with her cat. As you do. You know? A random swan canvas. Felt like doing a swan today. I mean, it sounds great. Sounds great. Gotta love a good swan painting. I'm assuming it's a painting. Owls. Well, hello, Archels. Yes. You're sorry. So am I. Hello, hello. Well, I mean, the owls, you know, they are here to stay for some time. Because, like, we can't move to their new place. It's not renovated. So the owls are still gonna be here for a hot minute. At least while I'm, you know, while I'm here in this apartment. But once we move, eventually, at some point, there will be no more owls. So if can't even get the words out. So if anything, just soak them up while they're still here, you know? Exactly, Cole. You have to soak up the essence of the owl. Because it will be gone forever, one merry day. But sadly, today is not the day. Today we're still facing the owls. They're still here, still looking at us, not blinking. They were gone for a while. How did they make a comeback? Well, I mean, I had a fabric that I hung in front of them, but then I needed that fabric for something else, so, you know, the owls got revealed again. Is it you or is that cat already cute? I'll take it, thank you. It is cute. It's a cute cat. Hopefully it will be more cute when it's painted. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed! We're crossing all them fingers. I mean, Kneg, listen, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. They're demonic, okay? They are demonic. And they may be infiltrating in my dreams or my nightmares, quite frankly. Well, the toast owl is the only kind of acceptable owl, okay? The toast owl is great. All them other owls, not so much. Yeah, we've been here for a little bit, but you know, still going. Still going. Still painting them babe titties, so it's all happening. The babe titties are what keep me going, okay? They give me, you know, they give me a reason to keep going, to keep fighting. No time to calm down. None.